It's official. Ukraine now has the green light to strike inside Russia. Not just occupied Ukrainian territory, inside actual Russian territory. For Putin, this changes everything. On May 26th, Germany's new chancellor stood in front of the cameras and said it plainly. There are no longer any range restrictions. The US, UK, France, and Germany are done holding back. That means Russia's air bases, weapons depots, and command centers, once considered untouchable, are now fair game. And the Kremlin, it's panicking. So what weapons can Ukraine now unleash on Russian soil? And how could this escalate the war or finally tip it? Let's break it down. This means that Ukraine can now defend itself, for example, by attacking military positions in Russia, with very few exceptions. It didn't do that until recently. It can now do that. The news may come as a surprise to those who remember that the UK and US allowed Ukraine to use their long-range missiles to strike Russian targets back in November of last year. The former allowed Ukraine to use Storm Shadow, with the latter permitting Ukraine to use ATACMS missiles to attack Russia. The key difference lies in the specific kinds of targets Ukraine was allowed to hit back in November. Yes, it could hit Russian positions with its Western missiles. However, those Russian positions either had to be inside occupied Ukrainian territory or at best in the border regions where Putin was preparing attacks against Ukraine. That meant Ukraine couldn't, for example, use a Storm Shadow to attack a military base deeper inside Russia that provided no immediate threat to Ukraine, but can. And Putin is terrified.